Can your marriage survive a separation? Here's how to tell if your marriage can be saved. Even if it seemed like a good idea at first, a separation and divorce is rarely an easy fix for relationship problems. Sure, it can be exciting at first to think about new beginnings and leaving the past behind you. But when the reality of a separation hits you, it's also natural to think maybe you want to make your marriage work after all. Here's how to tell if your marriage can survive a separation. Point 1. Have you crossed the line of no return? Have you said things to each other that you can't take back? If you have, then it might be harder for your marriage to survive a separation. Even if you or your spouse can get past the things that were said and done, the damage might be irreparable in the end. You need to be honest with each other and see if you can work through these problems and stay together. Point 2. Does your spouse want to make it work? If your spouse doesn't want to make your marriage work, or if it was your spouse that said they wanted a separation, of course it will be harder to save your marriage. It doesn't mean that it's impossible, but you will have to pick up the slack that your spouse is leaving behind. This means you have to pull out all of the stops and really do everything you can to make it work. Consider all of the things you can change on your own to show your spouse that you want to save your marriage. But don't forget to make yourself happy too. Don't make the reconciliation all about what your spouse wants. Point 3. Are you still arguing? The point of a separation is to use it as a cooling off period so that you can both decide whether or not you want to stay in the marriage. If the two of you are still arguing, it can be both a good and bad sign. If you want to survive the separation, you will need to create new patterns in your relationship. You need to relate to each other in a different way so that you can work through your problems successfully in the future. The good news is that there are still feelings between you, or you wouldn't be arguing. The bad news is that you will have to figure out how to move past your problems if you want to stay together.